time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, you won't just start all the reading. I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning to you and welcome to Story Time. Oh my goodness, happy Wednesday to each and every one of you joining in Story Time today. I am glad you're here with me. Thank you for joining us, and we have a wonderful book to read together, and this one is called It's So Quiet and Not Quite Going to Bed book. And this one is, of course, by the amazing Sherri Duskey Rinker and illustrations by Tony Busal. And I hope I'm getting that name correctly. I kept thinking, how do I pronounce that name? And didn't quite get the time to look it up. But yes, Tony Busal and, of course, Sherri Duskey Rinker bring us It's So Quiet and Not Quite Going to Bed book. Thank you so much for joining in today, and I hope you're ready for this one. Please, as always, let me know where you're joining us from and who is joining in with you. Thank you for being here, and I hope that you are well wherever you are. Hopefully it's not too hot like it's been in parts of the country. So wishing you well, wishing you some cooling, and of course good health. Thank you so much for joining in, and welcome to Story Time. Another great story awaits us today, and we're reading this one, of course, with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. A big thank you to them for all the support that has been rendered to Story Time thus far. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning to you. Let us see who else is with us today joining in for Story Time. Good morning to you, baby Bia, Grandma Cindy, Grandpa Dennis, and of course Amanda out in Seattle. And you're saying, hope everyone is having a great Wednesday. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Amanda and baby Bia. Glad you're joining us awake today. Let's see how long we can keep that up. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, Grandma Cindy and Grandpa Dennis, always a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much. And you say, in hot Seattle, well, please do find that cool space that you can, if you can. And thank you so much for joining in. And yeah, hopefully it's not too crazy hot. Thank you so much for joining in, and wishing you well. Thank you. Oakland has finally cooled down here, and we've had cloudy days yesterday and today. Much welcome, I must say. Thank you so much, Amanda, baby Bia, of course, Grandma Cindy, and Grandpa Dennis. Thank you for joining us. And of course, Nate, always an extension, a hug to you as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning to you. How are you doing today? Amanda, West, Sarah, and Nathan out in sunny and beautiful Illinois. Oh my goodness. Thank you for joining us, and welcome. Thank you for being here. Sarah and Nathan, and of course Amanda in beautiful Illinois. Thank you so much. Hope the weather is lovely too there. Good morning to you, Carrie. How are you doing today? And of course, Lomani Lee, thank you for joining us today. And Carrie and Lomani Lee, remind me how you say, what you say at the beginning of the story. I was thinking about that yesterday, and just curious. Please remind me if you do remember, or ask Josefa for me if he remembers. Thank you so much for joining in. Good morning to you, Lomani Lee, and of course, Carrie Vlau out in Sacramento. Thank you for joining us. Good morning to you out in LBC, Long Beach, California. How are you doing today, Rocco, Clay, and Chriselle? Oh my goodness, it's Clay's 4th birthday today. Well, happy birthday, Clay. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope your baseball team is winning too, as I know you love that. Happy birthday to you, buddy. Happy birthday to you. Oh, mighty 4 years right there. Clay, thank you so much for sharing that, for sharing part of your birthday with us today. Thank you. Happy birthday, buddy. And Rocco and Clay and Chriselle, good morning to you as well. Madalena Iron and Tudor in San Francisco, good morning to you and welcome, welcome. I hope you're ready for this one. It's so quiet, or is it? Good morning to you out in England. How are you doing today? JD Omans and of course Ava Scarlett, but joining in with your friend today, Ray. How are you doing, Ray? Welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. Thank you. Tukuni, absolutely, absolutely. I want to be trying that so I remember. See if I can pick up from different places. So you say the core is Tukuni, and then everybody's response will be way. All right. Tukuni, way. Tukuni, way. All right. Let's practice that. Thank you so much for joining in and sharing that. Good morning to you, Miss Ingrid, out in Patagonia, Argentina, and is about to start the second part of your day. Well, we're right in the middle of ours here, depending on where you are, of course, but right here in Oakland, it is 11 and enjoying the day so far. Thank you so much for joining in and say ready for a lovely story today. Absolutely, absolutely. A beautiful one awaits. And this one is called It's So Quiet and Not Quite Going to Bed book. And this one is written by Sherri Duskey Rinker, whose books we know very well, and of course illustrated by Tony Busal. So good morning to you and welcome to Storytime. And I hope I'm getting that illustrator name correctly. Thank you so much. And of course, we're reading this one with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Are you ready? All right, let us get started with our story for today. Tukuni. All right, here we go. Thank you, Carrie and Lomanili for sharing that. Tukuni way. All right, it's so quiet and not quite going to bed book by Sherri Duskey Rinker and illustrated by Tony Fusile. Good morning to you and welcome. And we're reading this one with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. All right. Down, 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 the sun drops behind the hill. The farm is falling quiet. Everything is still. Sha, sha, sha. The moths brush against the light. A click turns the lamp off. Now there is nothing but the night. It's so quiet. But for someone in the house, it's too quiet. Oh. In a little bed, in the little house, is a sleepy mama and a very sleepless mouse. Hush, says his mama. Settle down now, not a peep. The small sweet sounds of nighttime will whisper you to sleep. Listen. Crack, crack. Bullfrog sings through the thickets. Do you have bullfrogs where you live? Chirp, 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 chirp. Oh, my cricket sounds are the worst, aren't they? Chime in all the crickets. Hope you're making the right cricket sounds out there. I am definitely not making them. Chirp, 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 chirp. Chime in all the crickets. Squeal, rat-tat-tat, blows the old screen door. Tip, tap, Hound dog's tail beats the floor. 1 second. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Left my other computer on. Squeal! Rat-tat-tat, blows the old screen door. Tip-tap, tip-tap. Hound dog's tail beats the floor. Whoosh! Sings the breeze through the trees. Blop, blop, blop. That's Granddad's snore. Blop, blop, blop. Even louder than before. Oh, sleep away, Grandpa. Woo, woo. Drowsy by now speaks. Crick! The old farmhouse squeaks. Oh, the night sound. Ow! Howls Coyote, miles from the house. Up goes the window. What was that? Wonders Mouse. What was that indeed? Brock, brock. Bullfrog sings through the thickets. Chirp, 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 chirp. Chime in all the crickets. Squeal! Rat-tat-tat! Blows the old screen door. Tip, tap, tip, tap. Hound dog's tail beats the floor. Whoosh! Sings the breeze through the trees. Ah, the beautiful sounds of night. Blop, blop, blop. That's Granddad's snore. Blop, blop, blop. Even louder than before. Woo, woo. Drowsy barn owl speaks. Crick! The old farmhouse squeaks. Ow! Howls Coyote, miles from the house. Did you try that one? Ow! Up goes the window. What was that? Wonders Mouse. What was that indeed? Croak, croak. Bullfrog sings through the thickets. Chirp, 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 chirp. Chime in all the crickets. Squeal! Rat-tat-tat! Blows the old screen door. Tip, tap, tip, tap. Hound dog's tail beats the floor. Whoosh! Sings the breeze through the trees. The repeated sounds of night. Oh. Blop, blop, blop. That's Granddad's snore. Snot, blop, blop, blop. Even louder than before. Woo, woo. Drowsy barn owl speaks. Correct. The old farmhouse squeaks. Ow! Ow! Howls Coyote, miles from the house. And up goes the window. You want to try that one more time? Ow! Up goes the window. Uh-oh. Be quiet! I am trying to sleep. Ooh. Mouse. Bellows mouse. Oh my goodness. Shh, shh, shh. The moths brush against the light. A click turns the lamp off. Now there's nothing but the night. Is that what little mouse needs? It's so quiet. The end. Little mouse there, not knowing exactly what he wants. Is it the quiet or the sounds of night? But eventually goes to bed with the quiet that was needed. It's so quiet and not quite going to bed book. This one is written by Sherri Duskey Rinker, of course, the New York Times best-selling author, and illustrated by Tony FUCILE. I hope you enjoyed that one. Thank you so much for joining in. And we were reading it with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. It's so quiet. Thank you for joining us today. I hope it is getting quiet where you are, if it is your nap time like baby Bia, or I hope you have those beautiful sounds out there, the birds singing and everything else that you love about your place. Thank you so much for joining in today. I hope you enjoyed it. Please find it at your local library and of course where you find books. Thank you so much for joining in today and absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. All right, happy birthday one more time to you, Clay, 4th birthday. Thank you so much for joining in. I will be in touch, buddy. Thank you so much for joining us and sharing that. Good morning to you, Chriselle and Rocco as well. Thank you so much for joining in. Madelina, Ian, and Tudor, thank you for joining us from San Francisco. I hope you enjoyed that wonderful book, A Good Bedtime Story. It is indeed. Thank you so much for joining in. Ellen Edwards, and cloudy and cool, maybe rainy in Chicago. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoy that kind of weather. Be safe. Thank you so much for joining us today. Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday to you. And of course, please don't forget that tomorrow we're back with another story. And tomorrow we will be reading this one, Dear Dragon, a beautiful story indeed. Do join in for this one and follow this amazing friendship throughout. Thank you so much for joining in today, and I'll hope to see you for that one tomorrow. Thank you, Ellen, for joining us today. One more time, Jade, for joining us, and of course, Ava Scarlett and your friend Ray. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you're having a lovely time out in England. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, Kerry Vlau and Lomani Lee, thank you for joining us from Sacramento. Absolutely love it. And good morning to you, Miss Ingrid, out in Argentina. Thank you for joining us. I'm glad you were here. It is a lovely story. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it lived up to your expectations. Beautiful, beautiful story it is. Thank you. And good morning to you, Jade. And you said, and Hannah. We're not forgetting you, Hannah. Ray, Hannah, Jade, and Ava Scarlett. Thank you for joining us today for story time. Yes, the more, the merrier. Thank you so much for joining us. Absolutely appreciate it. Mouse needs a white noise machine. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more with you, Amanda. Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining in. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning to you one more time. Lomani Lee say that's the loudest quiet night ever. Right. Oh my goodness, that's the best description. They should put that on the book here, right here. It should be there. The loudest quiet night ever. I love it. Great description right there. Thank you, Lomani Lee. Oh, absolutely, Miss Ingrid. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you are well out in Argentina. Thank you for joining in. And Kerry and Lomani Lee and everybody else that joined in story time today, you are very welcome. And always a pleasure, always a treat to see you here. Grandma Cindy and Grandpa Dennis, absolutely appreciate you. And Josefa and all those parents that join in. Nate, that join in every now and then. We appreciate you. You make story time what it is. Absolutely appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. Ray, absolutely amazing. Well, thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful day out where you are. This has been story time for today. Please join me tomorrow when we are back Dear Dragon. And we'll be reading this one right here on Storytime with permission of Penguin Random House. So join in and enjoy this great story with us tomorrow. Thank you for being here today. I wish you a beautiful day where you are. I hope you're able to go outside, enjoy it a little bit. And if it's too wet, too hot, I hope you find that cozy spot, that comfortable spot to be in. Thank you so much for being here today. Please have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day. And I will see you tomorrow again. Much love from me as always. And I will see you right here at 11 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. Bye-bye.
We'll be starting soon. To this great big smile, you won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people that look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Story time. Story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be